Hi everyone, I'm Gail Minogue, I'm the numerologist, and today I would like to speak to you more about what's involved in a numerology session. What do you learn? Why are you doing it? What is its important? How can it help you? Is it really bogus or, spiritual crystal ball? No, it is very, 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 very important. When you hear in the Bible it tells you your days are numbered, it's exactly what it means. You are in here in this lifetime with a blueprint. It's a geometric, it is sacred geometry, it is all of that, and it's more. So everything here in the universe is numbered, structured, and ordered, and so are you. And you create, before you come in here, you create a blueprint or a plan for this life. We do not land here like we're a bunch of fools trying to figure it out. We came here with a plan. We have no idea what it is because we never bother to look at the simple blueprint you created. Where is the blueprint? And it's in your name. It's also in your date of birth. These two items make up the entire blueprint for your life. It gives a tremendous amount of information on where you've been, what experiences you had in prior lives. It tells you your timing and the road you're going to walk on the entire life. So I sat down with myself and I went over what you would learn in a general numerology interpretation. Remember, everybody has a blueprint. It's created prior to birth. What you do is you give this name to your parents or guardians, subconscious. They give it to you at birth. So you name yourself. When it's registered, it's sealed. So people, once you come in here, you never have to use the name. It's always working on you anyway. But most people like and use their name at birth. They may take the second name as their first name, but it's all there. It's already been registered. So remember that. If you do not like your name, you can change it. If you're Mary Sue, you can change it to Bobby Sue. It doesn't matter. You can't lose what you registered, what you came in with. It's always working. It's called the invisible plan. Once you learn what it is, it's much easier to navigate through life. Much easier. What gets us into trouble? We have no idea we had a plan. We just kind of, do this, do that, maybe guess, who knows. Somebody tells you, okay, I'll try that. No, you had a plan. So I want to go through just some simple stuff, and I wrote it out for my own help here so that I can remember and don't leave some stuff out. And so basically, each of us creates a plan for a new life prior to our own birth, right? Okay. And then prior to being born, we take this name, we imprint it upon the parents or guardians, subconscious, to give back to you when you breathe your first breath. And there's more on that, but we may not get to that today. Basically, we name ourselves. So we can't blame anybody. You hate this name, it's perfectly fine. You needed the numerics behind the letters. Every letter is a numeric. It's A is a 1, B is a 2, okay? So basically, we name ourselves. We don't have to like our names or even use our names. But once it's registered here, remember, we have set forth a plan or blueprint for this particular new incarnation. You can change it, whatever you like, but you can't lose it. It's already sealed. So the general interpretation that when I do it, personally myself, I usually recommend an hour. Some people do 45 minutes, some people do 90 minutes, but I recommend at least an hour because there's so much that you're going to want to know and you're going to want to ask me questions. So sometimes people will you have the choice, it's all on my website. And so it covers through the vowels of your name because that's what I look at. The vowels are really important. They tell me your past life experiences and how much you had or what you didn't have, and it tells you what motivates you. The vowels always are the motivator in a person's life. Where are you coming from? People don't even know, they really don't know you because they don't know what's really motivating you. And it's a hidden driver of a plan, okay? And it's what the other people cannot see. When you start talking to a person, the more you get to know them, you really want to know their birth name so you can figure them out. And the vowel placement is also very important. In the first name, it tells a tremendous amount of information on how you will act here, what others can expect in your behavior. Isn't that nice to know how you're going to act, how they're going to act? And do you want to be in charge of everything? Are you feeling a certain type? So you're a feeling person. Somebody's a thinking person. And so the first vowel of the first name, A-E-I-O-U-Y, is the most important letter of your entire name, all of it. So the consonants of your name, they reveal the personality. Oh, I'm outgoing, or I'm talkative, or blah, blah, blah. Or I'm quiet, and I'm thinking, or whatever. It is the personality are all in the consonants. So are you a self-starter? Do you have one personality? Or are you not afraid of moving forward from defeat? That's a one personality. They're the movers. Let's go. Let's get things started. And that all comes from the consonants. What are the numbers missing in your name? Remember, I said every letter has a number. So A is a 1, B is a 2, C is a 3. Maybe you don't have any 2s. What does that mean? It means a lot. So every letter has a number. So I look at all the numbers you have in your name and see what there's missing. And each missing number signifies a karmic correction you're going to be working on in this lifetime. So maybe you're missing the number 4. Maybe you weren't a hard worker. So if I overwork in this lifetime, I can make it up. But then we go lean the other way. We box ourselves in and become too rigid. Or we think we can hurry things up and get it done. So the number missing is a real indication of your karmic condition in this life. So some people have no missing numbers, and some people have an excessive amount of numbers. So all these different situations signify various bits of important information that I can tell you more about yourself. And how these letters combine. So say in the name William, there's 2 L's together. These 2 combine, that also tells a story. So when we add both the consonants and the vowels together, we reach the sum total of your full name, okay? We include the word junior. If it's a junior, it's a JR. We do not include the 3rd or 4th or 5th, like Henry VIII. No, we don't include the 8th. That's what we call an earth placement. It's not part of your name at all. So we don't use it at all. And so this full name is your destiny number, or the direction your life is going to take you in this lifetime. It is critical to know the meaning of the sum total of your name, because you can go out on a road, but where are you going? What direction should you go? The destiny of your full birth name will tell you that. So people flounder around maybe all their life. They don't know what, or they feel they missed out, or they knew they're not fulfilled. It's all because they weren't working towards their destiny. So you have a date of birth, but the destiny is not in your date of birth. Remember that. People say, well, I'm a 5 or I'm a 4. But your destiny is from the name. So what are you striving to become in this lifetime? The 4 or the 5 are the number of your date of birth added together. Okay, like July 4, 1776, added together gives me the road you're on, the life path, the experiences you'll have, but it doesn't tell me your destiny at all. So the date of birth is the main number that you hear of your life, and it's your life plan, but it does not tell you about your personality or your motivator or your karmic lessons. It's all in your name. What does your date of birth do for you? It gives you your timing. Is this a good time to move? Is this a good time to stay put? Is this a good time to get married? Is this all these kinds of information are from your date of birth. So, for example, if my date of birth adds up to a number 32, we reduce it to a 5. You're on a 5 life path, or I'm road number 5, highway 5 in this life. I can't get out of it. I can't get off of it. So I'm going to have a lot of change, because that's what a 5 does. It's always moving. It's moving forward. And on and on. You're on that road, but it doesn't say the destiny. Where am I road going to? That's why we need to take a bigger look at your full birth name. Very important. Many times the life path, the road you're on, will match one of your karmic lessons. So you're trying to really work and balance out that karma by choosing it as the road you will travel on in this life. So when we get on a road or a highway, we have a destiny. The road is not your destiny. The road is to take you to your destiny. So say if I'm going to San Francisco from Los Angeles, my destiny is San Francisco. It isn't Freeway 5. That's the road I'm going to travel. So these are the two differences of how you reach your destiny. And most people haven't a clue on what their whole full name is telling them. So you can see the importance of understanding the blueprint you created for yourself. And to know it is not very wise. To not know it is not very wise. It was always waiting for you to have this important guidance so you can make wise decisions on your journey of life. And this is what you're here to do and learn, experience. So most people haven't a clue and they travel through life blind. They don't understand their own timing, which is in their date of birth. They make moves on years they should stay put. And they begin things in ending years in their chart, which is the kiss of death for a new business. They can't understand why it didn't work, or they have to close. And also you want to keep in mind, counties, cities, states have date of birth when they're incorporated, when they join the statehood. Countries have numbers. Very, very important. Everything is numerical. People do not realize when you move into a house that matches one, or an apartment that matches the number of your karmic lesson, you activate it when you move. So it's very important to consider what I call a location session, because you don't want to move into a place that is just, they're not going to welcome you there. It's going to aggravate you and create problems because it's activating one of the karmic numbers in your name. That's why these things are helpful. You can avoid getting into trouble when you could have known ahead of time what is helpful and what is harmful. Now, simply by knowing the first vowel of a person's name, A-E-I-O-U, will tell you a great deal. If you can, always get the person's true first name and then learn what those vowels mean by having the first vowel of that name. So like the word John, or O, or Don, or O, or Joseph, or O, or Robert, or O, or Douglas, or O. These, Thomas, or O, these are very powerful names because of that first vowel, O. That's a whole nother story. But I do want to impress upon you, too, getting a location session. Location sessions, as I just mentioned, are essential. And don't do it after you've made the move. Many times I get people call me and they say, oh, I moved into apartment, whatever. And remember, a letter is a number. So if it's 2B, it is the number 2 plus the number 2 because the B is a 2. You always do it before you make the move. Because I just shake my head when I have these calls from people who made the move, but they didn't bother to prepare for the move and find out if that was a good time for them to move in their year. Was it a good number for them for their name? Was even the city the best location? People make moves out of state for taxes and for cheap housing, but they never look to see what is the city they're moving to? What is the town they're moving to? What's the number they should avoid? What are their best numbers for a place to live? These are all very helpful. So the timing is in your date of birth. Remember that always. You should not do certain things. I'm in an 8-year. The whole year is all about business, money, contracts, expenses, and stuff like that. And having to deal with the business world, the legal world, the money world, all of this year in an 8-year. I just want out, but I know it will end. It's now October. So this is helpful to me so I don't get frustrated and jump the gun on something. I deal with it, I roll with it because it's going to be over. And in the new energy of the next year will be my 9-year. So I'm looking forward to that. So you will learn in a numerology session the best years to move, the best years to stay, and anything else about activating your karma. Now, I wanted to just mention 4 numbers before I close. There's number 13, 14, 16, and 19. These are what we call karmic debt numbers. Debts must be paid in this lifetime. And the interesting thing about these numbers are if you move into one of these numbers, say I move into 16 Smith Street, I'm going to activate a karmic debt by moving into a 16 house. And I could tell you story after story of the karmic debt of a number 13 or 14. They each mean different things, 13, 14, 16, 19. The karmic debt, the interesting thing that I point out to you is both Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump are each born on a 14 day. And so there's a risk to their physical form, a risk to their, so they cannot take any weird chances by doing things that are stupid, like riding motorcycles. It's too dangerous for born on a 14 day. Motorcycles, or standing and talking to a big audience without a bulletproof coverage, which these men both did, and they both got shot. Not surprising at all. There's a karmic debt on the physical level on these numbers. So you take all the precautions you can to prevent harming yourself. These are how important these numbers activate. So you do not want to move into a pure, I'm not talking about a number that's say 826, that's also a 7, but it's not a pure 16. So it's just those numbers, 13, 14, 16, 19. I can tell you through history all the things that have happened that occurred on the 19th of a month. I could go on and on about how they, here's the big thing in history, it happened on the 19th, it happened on the 19th. Or the things that happen physically to a person born on a 14. So I mention these so you see how important these numbers are. And remember, when I do a location session, you do it before you're going to make a move. If you're considering one, you need to talk to me so that we can get the best place for you to go and the best timing for you to do it. Remember, the full name at birth and the location, if you have like 3 different locations you want to consider, give them all 3 to me. Give me the numbers of the houses or apartments you're looking at, and give me your full birth name and your date of birth, and I will tell you all about this move. So this is just a little something. One of the things I wanted to mention to you, if you're still with me here, is on November the 2nd, which is a Sunday, in Laguna Hills, California, at 1 p.m., I'm going to do a 3-hour program on mystery school information. We're going to go into some of the very rarefied information about lives, between lives, the death process, how a body actually leaves, and also the timing of the soul's cycles, which happens every 7th birthday to each of us, and what that means, all of this information. So it's mystery school information. It's November 2nd, Sunday at 1 o'clock in Laguna Hills, and it's located at a place called Awakenings Bookstore. They have a meeting room, and that's where it's going to take place, at Awakenings in Laguna Hills, straight off the 5 freeway, plenty of free parking, and good pricing. You can read more about it on my website, gailminogue.com. Just go to events and you get all the information. Registration is at the store itself, not through me, but I think it'll be worth your time, and you'll have information there that is not available, and also it is not being recorded. So don't look for me to sell a recording later, because I won't be. So I look forward to our next time, and thank you for staying this long with me today. It's fascinating, important information. Thank you very much.